Yeah, so I grew up Christian, and there were many beliefs about what it means to be a good Christian, what it means to go to heaven, all of those things that were very indoctrinated and imposed upon me at a very young age. And some of which I resonated with. I mean, still resonate with today, in terms of the teachings and the
Yeah.
ideas. And it took me some time to separate the dogma from the essence of these teachings. And
Oof, that's so important.
so yeah.
The dogma from the essence of the teachings. That just applies to all of them.
Yes, yes, I agree.
But at the time, you were basically questioning all of it.
Hmm, hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I had to go down the path of just questioning it all, rejecting everything, to make sense of it for myself, which was, again, a very lonely journey, because it isolates you from everyone else that chooses to not
Yes.
question in order to belong, in order to secure their connection or attachment to this community. Um, so to question, you know, it was a lonely path. It was a lonely path, and I embraced it and learned a lot. But there were also those desires to feel like I belonged to something, and I was
Yes.
jeopardizing my attachment to my family, my community, because again, I'm saying what you believe is not something that I think is true, right? It's
True. Yeah.
very, it's confrontational, whether it's direct or indirect. It's still confrontational. Things that I was practicing in my own spare time. Again, it's confrontational, because my mother's like, "What the hell are you doing? Why are you doing that? That's not something that I raised you to do or to practice. Or what are these rituals about?" So it's confrontational in the sense that it feels like we're going against our family, even though we're just creating our own path, even though we're just
Oh.
ourselves inside of our bodies. It feels like I'm against something, and sometimes our families might actually tell us we're going against something. So that reinforces this idea that maybe I'm betraying my family, maybe I'm not honoring my family, maybe I'm disrespecting the things that they've taught me. So there's this agitation, and we have to break free from that. But we have to learn to build that resilience to feel that without collapsing, without conforming, without retreating and saying, "Oh, no, no, you're right. Maybe I was wrong. I shouldn't have explored this. I should have never questioned anything."
Mm.
We have to build
Mm.
the capacity to hold that discomfort of our beliefs,
Yeah.
values, our path, creating friction or tension between someone else's path and their desires or their viewpoints. And our families are the biggest catalyst to that journey and to expanding that capacity. But I find a lot of people can't hold that tension. They collapse.
Yeah. 100%. 100%. And so you moved through that, obviously, and like now, is it more just like, oh yeah, that's his path?
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
There's a sense of acceptance, both
Yes.
for me and from me, to my family and from my family. So
Yeah.
mother there's a sense of acceptance that I see in her eyes and in the way we engage. And I also just come to accept her and her journey and her sovereignty. And there's a
Amazing.
level of respect that comes with that. Like, I respect our differences. And as an adult, my mother can also respect our differences. And that's
Yeah.
created a more intimate relationship, and a profound connection. Because when I found in my own personal journey, when I'm able to come out of that space of I'm carving my own path and I have to reject everything and to find who I am, and then I come into a state of knowing who I am and feeling confident in that. For me, on the religious and the spiritual aspect of it, because I have direct experience to something that I feel is true for me, this isn't sourced from anyone but my own experience. It provides a foundation that is almost unshakable. It's a truth that cannot be moved. It's a truth that cannot be shaken or broken, because it's It's a gnosis. So it's an inner knowing. It's a knowing in me that knows that this is true, right? And so from that place, especially when it comes to my relationship to my creator, something so intimate and personal, when I carve and create that and mold it in my own way that feels true for me, what happens is I now can step into spaces where there are other perspectives and viewpoints and still remain rooted and grounded in myself. So it's a spiritual confidence and discernment that I feel most people don't get in their lifetime because a lot of what they're told about religion or spirituality is sourced from other people's experience. Even the
Mm,
Bible or the Quran or the Torah, it is about people's experience with the divine. It doesn't tell me about my experience with the divine. It can create a
yeah.
bridge to discover that for myself. But in order to do that, I must reject, I must put down, I must in some way abandon and to find something more true. So what that brought me to
Mm,
is like I can commune with my mother about religion, about God, even in the realms of Christianity, and still feel rooted in
yeah.
myself and hear her beliefs and not feel, oh my God, I gotta defend myself, or mom, that's not true, or let me tell you about this, and kind of indoctrinate her into my worldview. There's almost no impulse to do that
Yeah.
because I found my own rooting and it's in myself.
Yeah.
And so I can feel her experiences, I can welcome them, I can, accept them and respect them without losing any footing. So as a young
Mm,
boy, it was really hard to hear those perspectives, especially as I was maturing and coming into my own, because these roots had not established themselves.
yeah. Yeah.
So anything,
Makes sense.
any differing opinion could uproot me really easily. You know?
Um,
Yeah.
mm. I mean, this is amazing. I think when you can do that within your family, like that's it. You know what I mean? That's where the solid foundation is, the rock. Because I feel like this is such a big thing that's lacking generally in the world with all this binary black and white thinking.
Yes.
And but like yeah, when you can do that just in real life with people, then it's like you can just do it everywhere
Yeah.
with every single difference of opinion.
Yes.
And I think it's so important.
Yeah. Yeah. If you can do it with your family, you can do it with anyone. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.